Jesus knocking on my door late last night and early this morning. A window blast, rusted and weary. I went straight through, didn't hear no warning. Just a roll of the dice and a precious fight. Bring you around, it's easier when I'm wasting my time and I'm losing my mind. Oh, my mind. Trying to wait for the sky to fall. It's kinda hard now to see it all. Whisper some winter in your heart. Dead end street, just out my back door. I heard what seemed a young girl laughing. Now raindrops fall away like souls. I wondered if she ever heard my dying. Just a roll of the dice and a precious fight. Bring you around, it's easier when I'm wasting my time and I'm losing my mind. Oh, my mind. Trying to wait for the sky to fall. It's kinda hard now to see it all. Whisper some winter in your heart. Jesus knocking on my door one last time early this morning. Welcome to another episode of the bloody horrid apocalypse. And congratulations for choosing the apocalypse. An unwise choice, but a choice nonetheless. And since you have unwisely chosen the apocalypse, you are in urgent need of a guide. Unfortunately for me, I am that guide. Your humble guide, Nicholas. So good to see you again. Why debate it all? It's all over. We're just debating the ashes. That is why I'm not here to debate you. I am here to guide you through your choice, through your error. Some will pay dearly. Some will pay dearly and more. I promise you. Can't you feel it in the air? I can. It's quite obvious, actually, what direction this boat is going in. Anyway, let's begin. Trump announces truce between India and Pakistan. This was the headline that I woke up to today. And of course, as I should always assume, and as should you, abject bullshit coming out of Donnie's mouth. And I realized, I was wondering, I know this Antichrist person, he wants to have the man of peace credential. It's in the story. But then I thought about today, why does he need it in the credential? Why does he need the credential of man of peace? Why is Donnie trying to take responsibility for truce after truce after truce? I forgot. I remembered Donnie's first term. Obama, his predecessor, had gotten the Nobel Peace Prize. Donnie wanted that too. I forgot. They were pressuring motherfuckers. They were putting fake posts out that he was nominated. All kinds of stuff happened. So what Donnie wants, again, another title, just like he wanted the title of Pope. He wants the title of Nobel Peace Prize winner, the guy that just got done bombing Yemen and dumping our planes in the ocean. We're fucking doomed. It ain't funny. I'm laughing so I don't cry. I'm laughing in the face of the apocalypse, son. That's what I'm doing. Even though you probably shouldn't do that. Even though I told you to do that. Because I don't know any other way to handle it, honestly. But then again, I'm here to guide you through it. I already know what's going to happen. And I really hope I'm wrong, but as each day goes by, as we slip further and further into the Reich, I'm realizing more and more, unfortunately, Nick, I think you're right. Believe me, I'd love to be crazy and be in a fucking padded cell and I'd be all wrong about this shit. And you people can just go on with your lives and go to work and buy TVs or whatever you do. But I don't think that's going to happen. Again, that's why I'm here at 12:30 at night talking to you people. So first thing I wake up to, Trump announces a truce between India and Pakistan. And I assumed, well, Donnie's going to try and take credit for that, right? And then later on I realized, oh yeah, he wants the Nobel Peace Prize again. That's why he wants these deals made between Ukraine and Russia, between Gaza and Israel. He just demanded they have some kind of truce very shortly. He wants to be the man of peace. He wants that credential. Why? Because Obama got that credential. So he wants it too. He deserves it too. If Obama got it, if the black guy got it, I deserve it too. That's the mentality of a child. I've been telling you that he has. But let's go further into the story, shall we? I assume Donnie was bullshitting. He had nothing to do with it. But he's announcing it. And just the tiny bit of headline I caught in the screenshot. You ready? New York Times. Officials in both countries confirmed the ceasefire, though neither mentioned that the U.S. had played a role, as Trump had implied. Immediately in the opening sentence. Donnie lying again because he wants that Nobel Peace Prize. Any truce that happens anywhere in the world. I did that. I negotiated it. Art of the deal. I'm the deal maker. Give me my Nobel Peace Prize. You gave it to the black guy. Where's mine? I'm Caesar. I run the world. I'm serious. I'm not joking. That's his mind. That's what you've done. Let's continue. Let's follow the chain of sociopathy. This is Donnie Shitbags himself on his Truth Social money laundering, I think. After a long night of talks mediated by the United States, it just said in the New York Times, the headline I just read you, at the very opening. He had nothing to do with it. This is Donnie lying. I am pleased to announce, hold on, let me read that again. Night of talks mediated by the United States. I am pleased to announce that India and Pakistan have agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire. That's in caps, that part. Congratulations to both countries on using common sense and your great intelligence. Thank you for your attention to this matter. What's up with Donnie throwing that in? Or is that AI throwing that in and Donnie liked it? That's what his post looks like. It's artwork, I know. So Donnie's taking full credit here. After India and Pakistan, and the New York Times said Donnie had jack shit to do with it. That's a sociopath, son. He's the president lying about a truce that he had nothing to do with, trying to take credit for it because a black guy got a Nobel back in the day, so Donnie wants a Nobel. That's what all this is about. All the sociopathic lies. I'm sorry, it's just so ridiculous. And it's so sad. This is the downfall of our empire and our world over this guy. It's astounding when you sit back and think about it. This is another account. After Trump and Rubio claimed they mediated a ceasefire between India and Pakistan, India's foreign ministry contradicted them, saying the ceasefire was arranged directly between the two countries. They lie about everything. Indeed, they lie about everything. We saw it in the New York Times. We're hearing it from the Indian government, the Pakistani government. Donnie's still lying about it. That's how little he thinks of you. That's how stupid he thinks you are. But it's not just stupidity. You want to go along with the criminal and the criming because it has an R next to it. It's your team. You must abide. I know that was your downfall. That's what Vlad counted on when he shot the propaganda at you for the past 20 years as you picked it up and ran with it. He knew that about you. He knew that about the right wing in this country. Hold up the Bible, give them a bunch of lies about liberals that they can repeat via our asset Assange. And they'll run with it. They'll run with whoever we put in the R category because we're paying most of them off in that category in government. Donnie knows this about you. Vlad knew this about you. That whatever lie or crime happens, if it has an R next to it, I must defend it. And God forbid anyone arrests that person. You don't hear me crying about Bob Menendez, a Democrat, who betrayed his state and his party by being one of the few on the fucking take straight up from another country. That's not how I operate. If Bob Menendez, senator from my home state, New Jersey, where I grew up, I didn't know any of this about him, but when it got exposed and he got convicted in a court of law, what can I say? Sounds like Bobby did it, right? You don't hear me saying it's fake news, blah, blah, fucking blah. In other words, I'm not in a cult, son. You are. Why? Because you'll allow any crime, pedophilia, whatever, go right by your face. You'll see it right in front of your eyes. And you'll abide it. You'll run with it. You'll defend it. You'll riot if they throw someone in jail for it. That's you. That's not on both sides of politics, son. I'm sorry. It's only on one side. Your side. So Donnie lying through his fucking burger hole about this truce because he wants the Nobel Peace Prize. We got, multiple sources, very credible, saying, yeah, Donnie had nothing to do with it. Sorry, he's lying again. But, we'll all just pretend it didn't happen. When he Sharpies weather maps, throws people in third world gulags on your dime, golfs on your dime, we'll just all pretend that doesn't happen. It's got an R next to it. It's cool. It's cool. So Donnie lying about being responsible for the truce because he wants the Nobel. That's why he's insisting the Gazans and Israelis make some kind of peace deal before he shows up soon, because he's going to visit the Saudis for some, payoff money and shit. He wants a deal between the Ukrainians and the Russians because Donnie wants to be seen as the man of peace. And that piece, the piece of the narrative is in the story called Revelation. That aspect of it. That he'll try and be like this man of peace, this peacemaker guy, when he's really not. But Donnie has his own reasons. He's not trying to follow a story. He has his own jealousies and envies and desires. One of his desires, obviously, he wants the Nobel Peace Prize. He wanted it last term, remember? And I know how Donnie's mind works. They gave it to the black guy. Why can't I get it? If that Obama guy can get it, anybody can fucking get it, right? That's his mind. On this date in 1933, the German Nazis held their first book-burning celebration with 40,000 in attendance. Nazi Minister of Propaganda Joseph Goebbels railed against literature that, in quotes, promoted gay and transgender people. No, we're not talking about 2025. I know that sounds real familiar, like exactly fucking familiar. We're talking about the 1930s. Let me read that part one more time. 40,000 in attendance, Nazi Minister of Propaganda Joseph Goebbels railed against literature that promoted gay and transgender people. And again, what I find funny about this, a lot of the top right people were gay. Yet they're persecuting gays and transgenders, just like this Reich is. A lot of them are gay. A lot of them pretend to have girlfriends and stuff like that. Like Mr. Patel. I'm not fooled. Bongino worries me. Leon is very effeminate, and he's a very into IVF man. And he asks women questions like, would you like to have my child? Instead of, hey, baby, can we do something tonight? Like a normal man would. So that worries me. Mr. Thale is open about it. My point is, I could care less if someone's gay. I have to keep saying this and clarify. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is just like the Nazi Reich back in the day persecuted gays and liberals. The Reich's doing it again now. The new Reich. The literal exact playbook. And a very wise man, posted this. You might know his name. Tom Morello. Phenomenal guitar player. Very innovative. Brought guitar to a real modern era. Brilliant at his craft. And me and him agree on a lot of things politically, honestly. This is fascinating information, though. I'm glad he posted it. Because when you read this, it really makes clear that what's going on right now is an exact copy of this. And that's their intention. You know how I know that? I knew it before. But you know how I can prove that? Leon's Nazi salute. That's how I can prove that. Wanting to bring Nazis from South Africa here and no other immigrants. That's how I prove that. Foreign death camps where people never walk out. The elimination of due process. The demonization of books, the press, science, all that kind of shit. Same playbook. Same exact playbook. One more time. Let's read the whole thing again. On this date in 1933, the German Nazis held their first book-burning celebration. We've seen a lot of Republicans in this country over the years have little flamethrower parties with piles of books and other things, right? Where do you think they got that trick from? I'm not joking. So when I say you on the right are the closest thing to fascism that I see politically in this world, that political ideology, the right-wing nationalist grifter ideology, basically. When I say that, this is why I say that, because the right wing employs a lot of the same tactics. They'll burn books, they pull books from libraries, they ban music albums, stuff like that. The Reich, the current Reich, again, persecutes gay people. When many at the top of the Reich are gay, just like this Reich. That was the real point I was making. Which I don't understand. I guess whatever gets you power, right? And you need the kind of religious right-wing movement of any country to go along with your anti-gay, anti-transgender, anti-DEI stuff. So I guess they're willing to play along. The Nazis called themselves Christians, by the way. Of course they weren't. Called themselves socialists, too. Of course they weren't that either. They were just fascists. Whatever Hitler says goes. That's it. Same in Russia. Same in China. Same as America soon. We're almost there. We're very close. So then they lit the match to thunderous applause. The rest, as they say, is history. Goebbels gave a speech about, we don't like this literature that promotes gay and transgender. We know what that leads to. That's the first group they choose before the door gets open to you, as you saw with the old Reich. Great piece of info Mr. Morello posted there. I was glad it popped up in my feed. Oh, Pakistan violates ceasefire, launches drones against India hours after agreeing to ceasefire deal. Actually, both sides, I believe, violated the ceasefire very quickly after Donnie announced it. Donnie should never announce ceasefires, because when he does it to Vlad, or he tries to pressure Vlad into one, he bombs Ukraine even more. India and Pakistan hear him take credit for the ceasefire. Oh, let's take one more shot at each other just to show the world Donnie's lying his fucking face off. I wonder if that's why they did it, because I haven't heard anything since. I heard both sides immediately violated the ceasefire, and I haven't heard. It's been quiet. Why did they do that? I don't know. So Pakistan allegedly violates the ceasefire, like immediately after. Explosions in Kashmir hours after India and Pakistan agree ceasefire. So someone violated it like immediately. And there's a few paragraphs here. Multiple blasts were heard in Srinagar and several other parts of Kashmir on Saturday. It was initially unclear where the explosions came from or where they were being directed. Security officials in Pakistan accused India of violating the ceasefire after explosions were heard in Peshawar and Karachi, and projectiles were spotted in the Gujarat area of Punjab. But Omar Abdullah, the Indian chief minister of Jammu and Kashmir, reacted with dismay to the blasts. In a post on social media, he said, "What the hell happened to the ceasefire? Explosions all over Srinagar." He later added, "There is no ceasefire. The air defense units in the middle of Srinagar just opened up." I don't know who to believe in situations like this. Who knows who really violated the ceasefire? Or maybe one side violated it and then blamed it on the other. I mean, who fucking knows? I'm just giving you what's going on. Ceasefire was immediately violated by somebody. Oh, Kushner's back. Check it out. Check it out. You thought he was gone forever. Nope. I knew when this deal, this Trump Gaza thing started getting talked about, I knew this motherfucker was coming back. Because remember, Jared has given statements about what a great piece of real estate that whole Gaza thing is as well. Remember? He looks at everything as a real estate deal too. He's just like Donnie in a lot of ways. Grew up in that same type of thing. So remember his statements about Gaza, or that Palestine, that Palestinian land being a great like investment for rent, or for property, for real estate. Donnie's made the same statements over and over again, right from the White House recently, as if it's just a piece of real estate. Forget about the war, the atrocities that have happened, the fucking people starving, the people displaced. No, it's a real estate deal for Donnie, our president, who says we're going to own it, and he's going to put a Trump Gaza resort. That should be impeachable by its fucking self. It's so absurd and over the top. And he says it outright bluntly in front of all of us, as if it's fucking normal. And we go about our day as if it's fucking normal. It's not normal, son. So Kushner's back right before the deal's about to get done. Jared Kushner has re-entered Trump's circle to advise the administration ahead of his visit to the Middle East this month. In other words, Donnie has invited Jared in. He didn't have to. He didn't need Jared, because he's the man now. But he invited Jared in to, make a little money on this whole Gaza resort thing. Because, you know, I don't know if you noticed, Jared and Ivanka have kind of distanced themselves. But now that the big real estate deal in the Holy Land's about to happen, Jared's back on the scene all of a sudden. I knew he would be. Just like people think Leon's going, oh, he ain't going, son. He didn't go nowhere. Don't worry about that. He's just not talking so much. Because every time he opens his mouth, it costs him $5 billion. So even he's learned his lesson. I need to shut the fuck up. Does that mean he's not running things? Absolutely not. He's still a huge part of all this. Don't ever doubt that, son. He ain't going fucking nowhere until the end. Until the man comes around and puts a stop to it. Unless, again, there's some miracle I'm not seeing. Because, again, I hope I'm wrong about every damn thing I'm saying. But Jared's back, just like I expected him to be once we got closer to getting rid of those pesky Gazans and building that Trump resort. And hey, maybe Donnie will throw up a few gold statues of himself on the Holy Land. Because that's normal, right, Rubes? And that idea didn't come from me. It came from the commercial, the Trump Gaza resort commercial. Blame them. Don't blame me. I didn't dream it up. Your Antichrist Messiah dreamt it up. Because he didn't rebuke the commercial. He didn't say, that's ridiculous. No, he says, we're going to own Gaza. You know, we're going to own it. I'm a real estate guy. I'm president. I want to own Gaza. The Holy Land. What the fuck? What's the problem? Again, there should be riots in the streets in the Muslim community. I'm not seeing that. That's fucking supernatural as fuck. That's being held back. But again, it's not being financed by Russia, so what can they do? And he just says this shit outright, and he doesn't get impeached. Like, yeah, what are you talking about? Real estate deals in Gaza and building a resort for yourself using the U.S. military as security. What the fuck is this? Gold statues of yourself. Why isn't this man in an asylum? But I'll have 90,000 bots on my channel calling me crazy. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, son? The few that are listening. They'll shout from the rooftops, the guy in the sunglasses and the sweatshirt is crazy. But the guy who put a commercial out with gold statues of himself on the Holy Land as president of the United States and a resort in his name, he's not the crazy one. That's why you're in the apocalypse. That's why our country is gone. Because there are humans willing to make that argument that he's not crazy. In fact, he's great. That's why everyone's going to lose everything. Because people dare invert reality in such a way. No matter the reason. Your reasons are meaningless, son, for doing it. It's just the fact that it's being done is bad enough. Killed the entire world. You should really pat yourselves on the back. I never really looked at it that way. The rubes and the greedy at the top. They are, I don't even know what to call them, but they killed the entire world. Ushered in the end of it. That is fucking astounding. I'm just glad I don't have my name on it. Anyway, the Pope, he said something interesting. I'm a little surprised by this. I said on camera, I wish there was a strong Pope in the Catholic Church and he had the full might of the Catholics behind him because they have tremendous power and money and sway. And he would take on this Reich and be a voice for the people and fight it. But he has to go the final step and say the man's the Antichrist. That's important. Obviously, this Pope isn't willing to do that either. But he's willing to fight. He's willing to say some shit. That's something. I guess I better take what I can get. Because it's more than I expected, honestly. So this is why he took the name Leo. I chose to take the name Leo the 14th, is that? There are different reasons for this, but mainly because Pope Leo the 13th, I don't know, in his historic encyclical Rerum Novarum addressed the social question in the context of the first great industrial revolution. In our own day, the church offers to everyone the treasury of her social teaching in response to another industrial revolution and to developments in the field of artificial intelligence that pose new challenges for the defense of human dignity, justice, and labor. So he named himself after a pope that took on the first industrial revolution, letting the world know this is going to dehumanize people, it's going to take dignity away from people, it's going to take justice away, it's going to take labor away. He's saying the modern industrial revolution, and it's a damn good point, is artificial intelligence. All the psychopaths, Dugan, Thale, Leon, all of them, Zuckerberg, that's the future for them. That's it. They're all in on it, baby. It's going to be thrust upon us. It already has been. It's going to be more and more thrust upon us. That is the world the sociopaths that clawed themselves up to the top, that's the world they want for us. They prove it every day by what they say. Zuckerberg, Leon, Altman, they're all about this AI. It's going to solve all our problems. It's going to be wonderful. It's the future of everything. Now, do you think they're saying AI is the future of everything because it's for our benefit, son? Or do you think they're saying it's the future of everything because it's for their benefit, son? You can answer that question. I think you know the answer. So what does that tell you? That tells you AI is not a good thing. It doesn't matter from a religious perspective, non-religious, whatever. It tells you if the oligarchy wants it and says it's the future, we don't want it. According to Bill Gates, almost every job will be gone. Teacher, job, whatever. AI will pretty much do everything. I guess the rest of us will starve because America's the land of that. Richest country in the world, huge homeless population. So I don't know what we'll do, but the Pope is making an excellent point here. I'm rather surprised, and he's taken on an issue that the oligarchy really wants us to be all about. I said AI will be the image. Again, Altman got a $500 billion contract to build AI infrastructure. Other Middle Eastern countries have invested in this, given millions of dollars. It will happen. It's going to happen. It's already starting to be built. Data center, electricity generation right on site for the data center, artificial intelligence infrastructure, 500 billion. This is important to them. It's going to be unleashed on all of us, whether you like it or not. And it sounds like it's going to have its own personal infrastructure, so it doesn't have to rely on others' infrastructure. The Pope can see the writing on the wall, at least in this situation, and he's saying, this is the new industrial revolution. I'm here to take that on. Just like the Pope I take the name from was back in his time. Why? Because human dignity is at stake, justice is at stake, and human labor is at stake. Fascinating. Something worth listening to, for once. See the difference? Neither do I. I really don't see the difference. And remember, I think he held the Bible upside down that day, right after he had those protesters gassed and beaten. Very similar picture, huh? I wonder if Donnie planned on getting that picture because of Hitler's picture. That's something he would do. I don't see the difference either. And over time, you're going to understand that there is no difference. They're the same person. And they will unleash the same evil. Thanks to those of you that have your name on it, the greedy at the top and the rubes. It will be that horrible. That's why I've been yelling for 10 years again. Not because I like yelling. I liked my country, even though it had a lot of flaws, and I didn't really, claw my way up to the top of the financial ladder or anything. I still, it was okay the way it was. It's a shame the Rubes wanted a con man, wanted a king, wanted a dictator, that they're that weak-minded. It's a shame. It's going to cost us, or it has cost us everything. You just don't see it all yet. But if you were a guy on the plane to the Gulag in El Salvador, you would know exactly what the fuck I'm saying. In his first address to the College of Cardinals, Pope Leo XIV says that he wants the church to respond to a new industrial revolution and to the development of artificial intelligence. So the church is going to take on this whole AI fight. Interesting. Something useful. I wonder what they'll say about it. Trump's executive order Project Homecoming says after 60 days, DHS will add no less than 20,000 officers to conduct an intensive campaign to remove illegal aliens who have failed to depart voluntarily. So that voluntary deportation thing where you get $1,000 and a plane ticket to death. They give them a little time, and then they're going to deploy the extra 20,000 officers. I wonder where they're going to get them from. What I think they've been doing, I'm starting to realize more and more. I said these people look like drug addicts and fucked up individuals. They're just taking anybody, doing welfare checks on small children, stuff like that. I could tell they were fucking degenerates by what they look like. What I'm hearing, what seems to be the case, is these J6 people that got released, these Proud Boy type people, I think they're putting them behind the masks and letting them do some of this work. That's real dangerous for us. That's like, called the brown shirts. Some like to call them the Gestapo. Depends how you look at it. I look at brown shirts more as a deputized regular citizen force. Or maybe a citizen force added in. That's what I think's going on. And if some of these people get identified at some point, I have a feeling we're going to find out they're not actual agents. We've seen people on camera with jackets that say ICE that aren't actual agents. We've already seen that. This is real dangerous. This is some Hitler type stuff. You're deputizing traitors to their country who support a man, not the Constitution. They're criminals. They're degenerates. They don't give a fuck about you and me. And they're being deployed on us. That's fucking dangerous. That's, again, Adolf Hitler territory, man. Brown shirt territory. It's not funny. It's not cute. You're talking about criminals being deputized, traitors to their nation, to grab people off the street. Again, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. More and more, you'll see that your neighbors start to turn on you more and more and more. That's one way your neighbors turn on you. They put on a mask and they start kidnapping people off the street. Because they know if their neighbors know they do that for a living, they will be pariahs. And they should be. Because they are the hand of the Reich. They're the initial hand of the Reich, and they seem to enjoy it too. They're not going to enjoy it on the banks of the lake, though. Unfortunately for them. Because a mask doesn't save you there, son. The mask is removed. And everyone sees. Who was behind it? Who was the hand of the Reich? Who was just following orders? Who enjoyed following those orders? You saw how the Third Reich ended up, right, son? How do you think this is going to end up? As you talk it up, as you support it, as you put your name on it, how did the Third Reich end? I demonstrated it before in a video a long time ago. Like this. As the Russians, Americans, and others closed in on Berlin. That's what happened to the Third Reich. So what do you think, class, is going to happen this time? I'll let you answer that question. 20,000 more officers to round up people on the street. I'm sure that'll go well. I'm sure they won't be Proud Boys, degenerate drug addicts, criminals. I'm sure they won't be any of those people rounding up others for the convicted felon in the White House. I'm sure there'll be all above board, honest citizens doing that work behind the mask. I'm sorry, you don't get to say no one is above the law when you work for a president found guilty of 34 felonies. Indeed, you work for a criminal, son. Do you know that? You work for a traitor, too. Those people that work for him. And you're doing it with a smile on your face. You can't really say no one is above the law. I see all the bots and trolls have latched on to that one. They've also latched on to, I voted for this. Every person that says I voted for this, they're not even American. Not one of them. It's a troll talking point programmed into AI. The same thing as the no one's above the law. Well, Donnie's above the law. You didn't notice? Did they slap cuffs on Donnie? No, they didn't. Did they leave him in a holding cell like they left that judge? No, they didn't. In other words, they were merciful on Donnie. Big fucking time. Donnie is not merciful. Donnie is about revenge because his father is the devil. So those people that were merciful should have not been. The crimes were committed. He should have been locked up. We all watched it on television. We all know who's responsible. He should have been locked up. They showed him mercy. They didn't fucking perp walk him in cuffs like they did to that judge. And that mayor, they arrested in Newark. Did you notice that? Donnie didn't have to go in a holding cell. He got to walk right out every time. He didn't even have to show up to a lot of his court cases. And he didn't spend 1 second behind bars. But all those, small-time J6 people did. So they showed him mercy, but Donnie will show them none. That's the problem. Donnie will follow through. The problem is Donnie's the convicted felon. Donnie's the guilty one, not the people he's going after. He's going after those people because they held him accountable for his crimes. And if you're going to sit there and try and tell me Donnie has committed no crimes, son, you're either lost, disingenuous, or you're lying for money. Or you're not human and you're a program bot. So yeah, you can't really say no one's above the law when your messiah is a convicted felon. Adjudicated rapist, defamer, fraud. His kids stole charity money. That's what you identify with. That's what you put your name on. Obvious, in your face, evil and grifting. And you're cool with it. How do you think that's going to go for you? It's not going to go well for you. You can't make a deal with the devil or run with evil for a little bit so your team can get the win. That's not how it works. I know it used to work that way. But I told you this time was different. This time the bill's due. This time it's coming knocking on your door in some way, shape, or form. It's happened to so many of you already. You'll believe me when it comes, when the knock comes. You'll believe me. The Trump administration is reportedly pressuring Israel to reach a ceasefire hostage deal ahead of Trump's Middle East visit. If Israel doesn't come to its senses, the price of missing out will be higher than ever before, stated U.S. Special Envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff. Uh-oh. Is there trouble in paradise between Bibi and Donnie? I don't know. But again, Donnie wants some kind of deal made, truce, and he wants to be able to put his name on it before he gets there. That's the demand he's making. Again, why? Because he wants that Nobel Peace Prize still to this day. Remember, he was talking about buying Greenland back in his first term, too. These plans have always been there. He just didn't have all the pieces he needed to carry it out. Now he does. Thanks to you, who put your name on it. Donnie really wants that Nobel. Oh, Matt Gaetz doing an interview of I don't even know who at CCOT. This is the new Republican Party backdrop when you do a photo op, an interview, people locked up for the rest of their lives as a backdrop for ratings, for views, for clicks, to own the libs, to show that fascism is just a normal part of the GOP. It always has been. Let's just run with it. Matt Gaetz, alleged sex trafficker, doing an interview with prisoners that will never see the light of day. No one gets to talk to them. No one knows anything. They obviously have a special area reserved for Republican congressmen, Republicans like Matt Gaetz that want to do interviews. When a Democratic senator shows up and says, hey, can I just come in and look around? No. Oh, and you can't even talk to that guy either that you came to see. Phone, video, nothing. Matt Gaetz and that other Republican congressman, I can't remember his name, they have a special area just for them. Noam, the puppy killer, when she goes down there, they have a special backdrop, criminal, overcrowded cell, no blankets, nothing. There's just jack shit. There's a metal slab that they all are sitting on. This is their existence. No idea who's in there. They don't get to talk to no one. They never see the fucking light of day. For the rest of their lives, allegedly, they're going to be there. That's a backdrop for the Republican Party. That's where we're at in the Reich. Again, we're probably like a little over waist deep in it. When this becomes normal, it's already over. And it's become normal. It's become a go-to backdrop for those that want to do Republican theater. Like Gaetz, Noam, others. Democrat shows up, you ain't allowed in. What does that tell you? There's something they want to hide in there, son. That's what that tells you. And Republicans don't want to find it. They're fine with the gulag where people get sent, even innocent men. They're fine with them never walking out again. Democrats, not so much, and when they show up, they don't get allowed in. What does that tell you, class? There's something real big to hide in there. I'm afraid to know what it is. The U.S. has surpassed 1,000 measles cases this year. It's only the second time the U.S. has hit this dangerous milestone in the past 30 years, and it's only May. This is the Make America Sick Again agenda, or it's a plague. Because of what you're living in. I don't know. All I know is it keeps getting bigger. I remember back when it was a small outbreak in a Mennonite community in Texas, 40-some people. Now it's all over the fucking world, 1,000 cases in the United States. I don't know, I'm just reporting. It seems to be getting worse. Here's Donnie doing a little interview in all his red-orange glory. I want crypto. I think crypto is important because if we don't do it, China is going to. It's new. It's very popular. It's very hot. Millions of people want it. So what is Donnie saying here? He wants you on crypto. His crypto. He gets a trading fee every time he sells one of those fucking things. They making bank just on trading fees on the Donnie coin. And again, I told you at the beginning of this, when the Donnie coin came out, I said he's going to want all of you on that. The 666 is on it. I've already explained why and how. He's going to switch us over to that currency. You will not be able to participate unless you use it. There will be some pledge involved or some denunciation or renunciation of what you believe to worship something else. So when Donnie says he wants crypto, that means he wants crypto for you. Which crypto would Donnie want for you? Well, the one with him on it doing the fight, fight, fight pose that has the FFF. And do your ABCs, see where you end up on F, and then remember it's there 3 times, the first letter. So Donnie's proving what I'm saying by saying this, because if you know Donnie speak, you know what he's really saying. I need you on crypto. This is a grift here. And I'm the Antichrist. You got to use my currency. I'm Caesar. I run the world. My face should be on the money. And if you don't use it, you don't worship the image, which will be AI and the crypto, you die. That's where it's going. I said AI will be the image, the infrastructure, the Altman project. That will be part of the image that goes forth and speaks on its own and has life. We're seeing AI do that every day, all day. All different AI. Zuckerberg's AI, Leon's AI, this AI, that AI, all over the place. Public relations firm AI when they want to troll someone like me, with all programmed responses tailored just for me, I'm sure. It's already doing it. You're already living it, son. You've already trained it. It's already gotten used to you. Now they're going to do the maximum expression that they're capable of, called, artificial general intelligence. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? So again, the AI, I believe, will be the image along with the crypto. Donnie will want you on that crypto, and it won't just be you have to use the crypto to participate in society. It will be you have to use the crypto, and you have to worship the image, and you have to renounce blah, blah, blah for blah, blah, blah. It'll be a whole thing, and you'll know exactly what you're doing. And a lot of you probably realize the few of us out here that are calling it exactly what it is. That's when you'll realize that we're all right. Hopefully it won't be too late. Again, I don't want to be right. Here's the guy saying, I want crypto. He's got his own crypto. He's making bank off of trading fees. Imagine if we were all on it, what he would make in one day. But it's not about that. It's more of worship of him. My face should be on the money. My face should be on Rushmore. I should get the Nobel Peace Prize. I should be Pope. That's Donnie. That's what it's about. Worship of him. Adoration of him. Israel's proposed escalation in Gaza, writes Gershorn G., is a promise to plunge deeper into darkness militarily and morally. This is from the Atlantic, Big Jeff Goldberg, shout out. Because nothing gets through, nothing gets published unless Jeff Goldberg says it's okay. You better not even breathe if Jeff Goldberg doesn't say to breathe. In other words, like, you breathing? Why you breathing? Jeff didn't say to breathe. That's Jeff Goldberg. He controls everything. He is the top guy at the Atlantic. Nothing gets printed without his say-so. What have I been saying about Israel since the attack, the October 7th attack? I said recently that they had the high ground morally after the attack to go after the people that did it to them. I was in favor of that. I saw their side of it. I got it. I understood it. I understand something had to be done. But now, just like the Atlantic is saying, this new escalation, this new thing they're doing with Donnie, the resort, the clearing out the Gazans, all that, it's at the point now where they've lost the moral high ground and they're looking like the bad guys. So again, it's this new escalation is a promise to plunge deeper into darkness militarily and morally, just like I said. They've lost the moral high ground. That's not good. And it's not going to look good when they clear out the Gazans and they start building a casino resort with Donnie's fucking name on it. That's going to look real bad. And then it won't be about retribution for a horrid abomination of an attack against their people. Now it's about real estate deals and owning property and throwing people out of their land, etc. Anyway, all roads lead there, and it's not because Israel controls the world. I'm sorry, Rubes. It's because you're in the apocalypse. Donnie is the Antichrist. He needs a temple built in Israel. That thing will be built. From what I'm seeing, he will be there, and God knows what's going to happen that day. All roads lead to that moment. So that's why American troops will be on the ground in Gaza in a freedom zone. That's one of the reasons. The resort is the other reason. Donnie is all about real estate his whole life. Now he gets to basically steal Gaza from the Palestinians to build a fucking casino resort, and he's not going to have to pay a dime for land or anything. Just build it. Clear the rubble. Put it up. No, not even a demolition fee. Nothing. And he gets to use the U.S. military as security while he builds this new resort. That's literally what's going to happen. They told you it was going to happen. I didn't make this up. I didn't pull it out of my ass. They told you we're going to own Gaza. Donnie said it out of his own mouth. We're going to own it. It's mine. That's a child. That's a real estate developer child. That's mine. I'm going to own it. And I'm going to use U.S. taxpayer money to pay my security to make sure no one stops me from stealing that Palestinian land. As the American president, I mean, again, how is this motherfucker not impeached? Because he's the Antichrist, because it's supernatural, blah, blah, blah. That's why. This is Ron Filipowski on the state of things. Our trade deal so far is no tariffs on Rolls Royces and Bentleys, and our refugee policy is white South Africans only. Yeah. Yeah, that's where we're at. Any other thing we call illegal, that's got to get the fuck out the country, and you're not allowed in. If you're white South African, come on in, open invitation. We'll take every one of you. Again, I thought you people were anti-immigration. They're stealing all the jobs, blah, 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 blah. What about these guys? No? We know why, and we know where we're at. When people try and, come with the bullshit, we're not racist anymore. What's this racism talk? We don't need DEI. We don't need this. We don't need that. Motherfucker, did you hear this? Only South Africans, and that's white South Africans, are allowed, son. I don't know what that sounds like to you, but that sounds like, some racial shit to me, dare I say. This is Judge Jeanine. I don't know where the fuck she was. There was 2 guys in COVID masks. I don't know when this footage was shot. I don't know jack shit. And she's standing there, and the guy starts asking her, do you have a couple of drinks before you go on the air? And she's like, what? And he repeated it. And she's like, never. But I watched you. You were slurring your words. And while he's asking the second, once she realizes, oh shit, these guys are fucking with me or something, she's pointing to someone else as like, can we get this guy out of here? Can I get some help? I'm fucking drunk here. What the fuck? So then he says, yeah, he says I'm slurring my words. And she was slurring her words in that moment, because she's drunk even in this moment. But I couldn't believe these guys just said this to her. And I'm surprised she reacted as cordially as she did. She was really caught off guard by it. And let's be honest, we can tell Judge Jeanine is drunk every night. We can tell. It's obvious. Sometimes more drunk than others. So it's a legitimate question. And she's like, never. I never drink before the show. Bullshit, honey. Come on. We've seen you all gacked up on alcohol many, many a night. To the point you can't even really speak. Dear Ice, if you need a mask to hide your identity while doing your job, you are not on the right side of history. Yeah, we have masked officers, in quotes, kidnapping people off the street. And it's intentional, and it's in your face. And they've arrested a mayor now in Newark. They've arrested a judge for this ICE shit. We have masked officers as if we're a dictatorship. Why do officers wear masks in a dictatorship? Because they don't want their neighbors to know what they do. Their neighbors will hate them. They'll be shunned. That's why these guys wear the mask. I know what you're going to say. Oh, it's for their safety. They're getting gang members and this and that. And, they might come after them. No, son. No. There's regular cops that arrest gang members all day long. They don't wear fucking masks. That's not why they wear the mask. They wear the mask because they're ashamed of what they're doing. And if their neighbors find out, they're fucked. Their face goes public. They're fucked. When you commit evil on your neighbors, they're not going to like you. No one likes seeing pictures of, 16-year-old girls getting their face smashed into the ground by masked officers. It looks kind of third world, It looks kind of Reiki. It looks kind of brown shirty. It looks kind of Gestapo-y. It looks kind of Adolf Hitler-y. It just doesn't look good. I don't think I want to live in a country like that. I don't know about you. I don't want to see 16-year-old girls that, went to school for 12 years in this country get their faces smashed to the ground because all of a sudden they got to be thrown out. In other words, it's not that serious of a crime to be treated that way. I don't care if she ran for it. When your face is smashed to the ground by Gestapo, brown shirts, or whatever, and that's going to happen to a lot of you that think you're on the right side of this, I think you'll understand my point better. How it's just not a good thing. I could see being that rough with someone, they got a knife in their hand and trying to stab you, or that's not what this girl was doing. She was just, running a little bit. I guess what I'm saying is I'm not liking what I'm seeing. It's becoming a little too Reiki for me. You might like what you see. Maybe one day it'll happen to you. And then you can make a real decision on whether it's a good thing or not. Because a lot of you that thought you were on the team, that thought you were in the club, have realized now that you're not, that you're nothing. That's the way he views all of you. By his behavior, obviously. And again, next is the homegrowns. It's disgusting, and, the mask thing again. I thought you people didn't like masks. The rubery. The right in this country. Oh, but when we're kidnapping people off the street, no problem. We need a mask for that. Again, in the end, the masks will come off and everyone will know what's been done and by who in this end part we're in now. In other words, the mask won't save you, son. And I know you won't hear that now, and that won't matter to you now. It'll just make you not like me more and want to do something to me more. I know that. But then we're going to come to the time where the bills actually due, and I'm going to be standing there again. And it's going to be over for you, not by my hand, because of what you've done. Because in this end part, you chose the wrong side. And you chose to participate or even be the hand of. Because these old fat fucks in charge, they can't do it themselves. They need you idiots in the vests and with the machine guns to do it. Anyway, you know what you're participating in. That's why you wear the mask. That's the only reason to wear the mask. But don't worry, the mask will be removed in the end. Trump actually has a statuette of the attempted assassination of him in Butler, Pennsylvania on a table next to the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. Here's what that looks like. Donnie's sitting over at the desk, and there's the statue with the fist pump. Totally normal procedure when a high-level official is shot at. The Secret Service always lets them get up and do a fist pump to show the crowd and the assassin that they're okay. Totally normal. Why am I showing you this? Because again, I want to make the point how everything, the whole Reich is centered around this moment. Around the head wound that healed. Statues. The crypto has the fist pump. He's got pictures of the fist pump in the White House. It's everywhere. You can't get away from it. It's the foundation. It's the center of the movement. Everything is built around it. And for those that, have sought wisdom, you're going to understand what I'm saying right now. Everything is built around the head wound that healed, that moment, that event. The person can't qualify to be the Antichrist unless that event takes place in their life. That event hasn't taken place to anyone else. Not in that way. Everything is built around that moment. It's critical to the whole thing. It's literally on the money they will ask you to use. And the slogan he shouted that day is on the money that they're going to ask you to use. Fight, fight, fight. So one more time. Everything of this new Reich, new thing that we're seeing before us that we've never seen before. The center of it is that moment. Hats, t-shirts, footage of it on the cryptocurrency itself and the slogan. Statuettes on the side of the desk, pictures up on the wall. Everything is about that moment. That's why Donnie qualifies. That's the ultimate qualification. So anyone that has some different names in their mouth or on their lips of who it should be or who it could be or who it is, you're wrong, son. Why? Because it's not centered around that. The head wound that healed. Anyway. Measles outbreak surpasses 1,000 cases for the first time in 30 years. There's a reason I read things twice. That's a headline from a newspaper. It's different than the original post. Donald Trump's most successful business venture isn't his real estate projects or The Apprentice, it's crypto. Wait a minute, Donnie was a successful businessman. He's made all kind of money. He had a TV show. None of that made jack shit in comparison to this crypto grift. The real Trump family business is crypto. That's what this article from The Atlantic is talking about. Again, shout out to big Jeff Goldberg. This is Robert Reich explaining. Trump's crypto venture is fleecing his supporters. 80% of the newer small-time crypto investors in Trump's coin have been hit with big losses. Meanwhile, his team is making millions off the coin's trading fees, which stay stable even when its value goes down. It's a grift. Robert Reich is calling it a fucking grift. If Robert Reich is calling it a grift, it's a fucking grift. Robert Reich is an honest guy. He just calls it how he sees it. He's done it for decades. So what's going on here? Donnie doesn't care about the value of the coin. He cares about the trading fee because his family opened up that business that handles that. So Donnie's got this ultimate grift with his fist pump, with his fight on the coin that they will eventually ask you to use. Donnie's having his crypto summit where he's inviting his main crypto investors in his coin to a meeting. There's a trucking company or logistics company, I can't remember, who took a loan out of $20 million so they could buy Donnie's coin to gain favor with him to maybe make some tariffs go away or get an exemption. So like I said, Donnie thinks he runs the world. He thinks he's Caesar. He thinks he's God. He wants to be the Pope. He wants the Nobel Peace Prize. He's the man of peace. Where do you think this is going? Where do you think that money that Donnie's all about now? He wants crypto. You know, his money with the fight on it. Well, he wants you to be using that money. He wants the world to be using that money. That's where this is going, unfortunately. In combination with that, there will be this new AI. And I have a feeling in this AI, again, they can deploy anything via AI once it has its prompts and commands of what is acceptable and what is not acceptable in society, or who is not acceptable. It can be deployed on its own without even a human being to come take you out. That's the way our society could be soon. In the next few years, I don't know. My point is they already have the technology to police us that way via AI. Replace teachers, replace workers, so many negative things for society. But the oligarchy wants it. They want the apocalypse, obviously, via their creation, AI. In the movie The Matrix, by the way, AI, destroyed the planet, the war against AI. So I guess we're going to have our own kind of Matrix thing where AI takes over all of our lives and enslaves us and blah, blah, blah. But there'll be humans behind that. And again, if the entire oligarchy says AI is going to replace everybody and it's the future and they're all saying it, what does that mean? It means it benefits them in some major fucking way. I can name a bunch. I don't feel like it. It doesn't mean it benefits you, son. That's the problem I have with it. That they all want it. And what I've seen it do so far, I've seen, 8,000 bots go to people's pages and videos. That's because of AI. How many bots are in comment sections, padding numbers for people's videos and comment sections and all that because they paid for it? Or they're getting trolled. So AI has already run rampant, and it's becoming more and more advanced. It's going to replace more and more of us. That's not good for us. It could also be used to police us, which I'm sure it will. That way you don't have to worry about loyalty. But don't worry, there'll be plenty of human sycophants destined for the lake that will take part. And the crypto thing, he'll want us all to switch over. I've been saying this for a while. And I keep saying it because I want you, when you see it happen, whether you love me or hate me, maybe you'll understand. Maybe you'll acknowledge what you're in to yourself, not to me. Maybe it will help you in some way. Maybe it'll give you a moment of clarity where you'll turn the other way. I don't know. Just because I was, right about a prediction. Who knows? I'm amazed how far we've come so fast. We've already got the death camp in El Salvador. We almost had one in Libya. We might have one in Rwanda. Grabbing students for writing op-eds, arresting judges. We've now arrested a mayor of Newark. The mayor of Newark said he did nothing wrong. He said he wanted to go in for oversight purposes, and he's the fucking mayor, so why not? And, that's the springboard they needed. They got that first judge arrested and no one rioted. They got this first mayor arrested and no one rioted. I don't know, we're sinking further and further. And what I'm trying to say is, a lot of the predictions I already made have already come true. About how this was a Reich and that's where it was going. I bet a lot of you, as I was talking about it, and others, saying, yeah, the Gazans will be cleared out. That whole Israel thing will happen. I bet you didn't believe it, did you? Well, they're an inch away from being cleared out. There's nothing left. And Israel's about to level the rest of the place. And they about to build a resort. You think Jared showed up to talk to some people for nothing? Or got on the phone for nothing? You think his name's back in the picture for nothing? Again, remember, Ivanka and Jared have been distancing themselves from the campaign. You haven't seen or heard nothing from them. Now all of a sudden he's back. There's only one reason for that. They're going to build that motherfucking resort in Gaza. They are going to clear out the Gazans. There will be U.S. troops, or at least Israeli troops, making that happen. Iran may be bombed in the process. All of that will happen. I know you didn't believe it was possible. I couldn't believe when they made the commercial, put it right in all of our face, all the wild shit the guy in the sunglasses was saying on camera. The crazy motherfucker, right? The one that belongs in the loony bin, right? That's what you tell yourself? Or the one that's of Satan, that's what you tell yourself? When it's you, son. I hate to break it to you. They made that commercial full AI, financed fucking commercial, long commercial, not a little fucking blip, replete with BB and Donnie with their shirts off, reclining on a pool deck in Gaza. A Trump resort facade. Someone imagined this, someone made it. Little children running through a cavern entrance where money's raining from the fucking sky. 40-foot gold Donnie statues. Gold Donnie statues on shelves street vendors are selling. Gold Donnie head balloons. This is sociopathy and psychopathy of the highest fucking order. This is Adolf Hitler level sociopathy we are talking about. Maybe even greater. I don't remember Hitler trying to get gold statues of himself on the fucking Holy Land. Do you? If he did that, please let me know. Or he intimated that, or made up a whole commercial where he put it right in your face. Please let me know. Again, 40-foot gold Donnie statue in a commercial. Someone paid for this, mate. This was high level. This was financed. This was budgeted, man. This wasn't some little half-ass effort. Leon sitting at the table by himself because no one likes him eating food. This is all imagined out in their heads. 3 different versions of gold Donnie trinkets or statues. Belly dancers with beards and shit. What the fuck are you people into, man? What have you gotten yourself into? Do you even know? I know. What else do you call that but Satan? It's nowhere near normal. It's so far over the top. You can't see the top anymore. A U.S. president putting that idea out. And again, he didn't rebuke it, son. That tells me where it came from. Again, he was testing the waters. Just like when he said, I'd like to be Pope. Testing the waters with you. None of it's even remotely normal. And yes, it's all going to Israel. And they're showing you right in your face. And that commercial, I had been on camera making these wild fucking claims that he's the Antichrist and all this stuff. And then they show you via that commercial. I couldn't believe it. I was like, well, that sure helps my message, doesn't it? Showed you right to your face. And again, maybe there's some rule that they have to. I don't know. I'm no expert on Satanists. They showed you what they're going to do in an AI-generated commercial that was heavily financed. And Donnie and Leon didn't rebuke it and said, oh, that's preposterous. That's poppycock. What are you talking about? No. I didn't hear Donnie out there rebuking that Nazi salute either, son. Did you? No, I didn't. That tells me where this is all going. And they make my case for me that I'm saying to you. That I am ruining my reputation for. That was already ruined by this website and other people. But now I'm ruining it further. Saying this crazy shit I'm saying to you. Then they make that commercial and they fucking prove it. And they show you, oh yeah, they're going to do what that crazy guy in sunglasses said they were going to do. There it is in AI black and white right in front of my fucking face. So again, what's crazy? Them putting that commercial out with 40-foot gold Donnie statues on the Holy Land, or me? I think you know the answer to that question. Even if you don't like me. Anyway, be prepared. It's going to get worse and worse, and you're going to be asked to make a choice. You best make the right one before the man comes around. Until the next episode, have a wonderful evening.